Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jesus here with the Van Bros, and today we're going to be doing a deck profile for the new version of Bastion that came out in set 10. It's still the same Bastion, but the support that he got was actually really decent, and it got me wanting to build it. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and look at the most basic thing ever, which is the Bastion ride line. There's two trains of thoughts when it comes to the ride line. The first one is building a field, and the second one is building a hand. The ride line that I opted to do in this currently is the set 13, the regular overdressed set 13 Alden ride line. The main thing with that is that there's not much of a board to build because you're not running that many grade 1s, so the grade 1 version of Tranquila is not that good. The grade 2 version of Sodios is okay because you can call more, but still not the best. I think the better option is the Divine Set 4 version of the Alden ride line. Granted, you're not gonna have your second. You're not gonna get anything once you go. When you ride on top of your grade 3, you're only gonna get any value off of your Tranquila ride. But it could also get you a. The cool thing about it is that it will get you either a grade 3 to hand, or you could just energy charge 3. And that will pretty much draw throughout the entire deck. So we're running I would suggest running the Divine Set 4. I just have that right there just for display purposes. I don't have the Set 4 ones yet. I still have to order those. Because we're running Bastion, we have to run 4 copies of the Bastion grade 4. It's your kind of your backup ride. It's your last hurrah if you couldn't kill with Bastion. It's okay. It restands your whole board because pretty much everything that's going to be on the board is considered a grade 3. If you drive check a grade 3, you Soul Blast or discard a Bastion, and all your grade 3s restand, and they all get 10k. Not only that, he also gives your front row plus 2,000, so they're all swinging for 15, which is really, really nice. Makes up for the lack of Persona ride. It's funny because technically both offer at least 3 cards at the end of the 3 cards in hand at the end of the turn, because this one does a triple drive and you can Soul Blast out the Bastion. This one does quadruple drive itself in a grade 3 that you choose. The only thing is that this one discards a card. But yeah, we have the other Bastion here because you have to run 4 copies in total of your Persona ride. So we have pretty much the Bastions, all the Bastions you really want. I've seen some people run 2 of the original Bastion. I don't know about that. I think that's a bit too risky. Then we're running 4 copies of the proxy, but we're running 4 copies of the Perfect Surgery. It's the Angel card. But anyways, what this thing does is that it's just Alden, but for 1 less counterblast. Doesn't gain the 5k, but it does gain intercept. Gains 5k power, 5k shield. So in the front row with Bastion Accord, it is a 23k attacker, so it's not bad at all. Draws you 2 cards. It's like what's that one Yu-Gi-Oh card? The Thanos Dragon. It's a unit on the field and it draws you 2. I run 4 copies of my favorite Bastion card. If this thing had intercept, it'd be the best card Bastion ever got. Grandeur Edge Dragon gains 10,000 power and 10,000 shield during either player's turn if you have a Bastion Vanguard. Not only that, but during your, in hand, it counts as 2 grade 3s. You're not going to really use that skill. We run 4 copies of Knight of True Shot. I'm not going to say the name. But the reason why the card is so good is because, if you read between the word slop, you just realize what this card is. It's a booster. It works with both Bastion and Alden. That's the reason why it's a lot of word slop. But not only that, what she does is that when she sees something called in front of it, or when something that is in front of it restands, she will restand so that she can boost 2 times during that battle. Not only that, but she's early game shield because she just asks to have, she just wants you to show that you have a Bastion or Alden in your ride line or as a Vanguard. Gains 5k shield. Very nice. The only grade 2 we run is the Heavenly Staff Conjurer Balanci. He's got 2 skills. The main skill is on rear, hand, and trigger. He gets grade +1. He has boost if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Bastion in its name. Not only that, but he also has another skill that when he's placed, choose a grade 3 card with Bastion, reveal it from your ride line, or if you have a Bastion Vanguard, counterblast 1, look at the top 5. Choose 1 grade 3 or greater without Regalis piece, reveal it, put it to hand, shuffle, and if you did not put a card to hand, then you countercharge 1 and makes up for it. This card's awesome. Honestly, this card's really good. Anything that gives Bastion any early game is just really, really nice, and this card just does that. Now, it'd be nice if it could call, but nothing else in Bastion does anything when you're not on Bastion, so adding it to hand is perfectly fine. So that is the 4 copies that we run of Balanci. We run 4 copies of Sapien now. It's a countercharger. It does the most for the least, and what it does is when it's placed, you put a card from soul to or from drop to soul, gives your Vanguard 5k. If you put a Bastion into soul, then you get to countercharge if you haven't countercharged before. It also becomes a grade 3. It gains 2000 power, so it's a 10k booster. Well, you have a Bastion Vanguard, yeah, and it's on rear, hand, and trigger zone. We run 2 copies of Knight of Ivory Voe. I'm not going to say the name. She's really good because, 1, we don't have a G zone, so we unlock all the skills, which is really annoying. Something Bushiroad should stop. Just make these cards available. I'm just joking. Anyways, on hand, you can discard her and put 2 cards from your ride line, either from soul or drop back to the ride line. You look at was it top 5 or top 7? Top 7 cards of the deck, and you add a grade 3 or greater card that does not have the same name as your Vanguard to hand. And then if you did not add a card, you add this card back to hand. Then if your opponent has a G zone, she becomes a 15k shield. She's really good because she searches out your whole deck pretty much. Not only that, but she also searches out your Regalis piece, which is really nice. I don't know why, because this card came out after Regalis pieces, but I guess they just, they figured you're not going to be able to do the skill. We run 3 Perfect Guards. 1 of the original Elementari. I like this one more just because it's a bit more open. You have quite a bit of triple drive in the meta, so it's always good to have the people picking up Odium. You also, not only that, like, you have still some Inerbas running around. It's just nice to have. I like this one more. You're not going to be on the grade 4 because that's really just a backup ride, honestly. More often than not, you're just going to be on a cord. So that's, in my opinion, that's the one that we go for. We run 1 Forbidal because it searches out all your grade 3s, and it also adds the Apex to your hand. We run Blue OT. You can either run this or Red OT because they're both really good. I just like this one because it just adds utility to hand, and it also acts as a 9th critical trigger in the deck. But honestly, there is an argument for running either or, and Red is pretty decent. The only thing is that a Blue OT early game doesn't suck as much as a Red OT early game, mainly because, like, okay, I don't really have a field for this deck, but I could at least start discarding some shit that I don't need. because this deck doesn't really have that many good discard targets. So an early game blue OT is not that bad. Except for Bastions. You could discard your Bastions and put them back with Sapien out, but still, that's still pretty limited. We run 3 of the shield fronts because you need shield and we don't need soul. And then we run 8 crit and we run 4 heal. That's the deck. That's Bastion. This deck's super fun. I really liked my original version of Bastion, the one that used the Keter Ride line, but people just don't like Keter Pile. They don't like, did I say Keter Ride line? Keter Pile I meant. But they just don't like Keter Pile. This deck just becomes a lot more better once we get that Nebula Knight's Order, because that card's also a fucking grade 3, and it's just crazy. But yeah, it's a cool deck. It's really cool, and they finally started giving us grade 3s that just do something other than just like gain power and like shield, but they don't work unless you have a Bastion Vanguard. Like, at least these all do shit before you have Bastion. Really cool thing they started to do, but we'll see how this deck progresses. We'll see if we ever get a new Bastion form. I don't think we will. I think Accord in itself is actually a pretty decent like Vanguard unit. If anything, just you wait. They're gonna give Bastion a way to get a 5th attack off, and it's just gonna be really dumb. I don't know what was this laggy? That's crazy. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Likes, comments, subscribe, share this video with your friends, and yeah, thank you guys for watching.